What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another episode of Worlds TV. If you guys are new, make sure you subscribe, like, and comment. And don't forget to hit that bell notification right at the top to stay up to date with the recent content on the channel. Also, don't forget to follow us on our social media at Worlds TV on X and Instagram, and Worlds TV on TikTok. And today we're going to be talking about the Trump administration needs to bring back, I believe his name is Kelmar Armando Abreu Garcia. I apologize if I butchered that. They are disgustingly wrong for this. If you guys don't know, I'm going to share this screen for you right here and maximize. So Kelmar Abreu Garcia, Armando Garcia, was wrongfully deported because the Trump administration believed that he was part of the dangerous MS-13 gang, which he is not. And so they deported him wrongfully. He is currently sitting in a prison, maximum state level prison in El Salvador. But the judge ordered the U.S. government to return the man who was mistakenly deported by Monday, April 7th. And obviously that deadline has passed. So a federal judge on Friday ruled that the U.S. Must bring back a man who was mistakenly deported to El Salvador last month. Judge Paul, I don't know how to pronounce her last name, of the U.S. District Court in Maryland directed the federal government to return Kelmar Armando Abreu Garcia, a Salvadoran national, to the U.S. no later than 11:59 p.m. on April 7th. The Trump administration conceded in a court filing Monday it mistakenly deported the Maryland father of three because of an administrative error, but it said it could not bring him back because he is in a Salvadorian custody. It appeared to mark the first time the administration has admitted an error related to its recent deportation flights to El Salvador, which are now the center of a fraught legal battle. Now, again, the Supreme Court also put a hold on an order that deported the man that must be returned to the United States. So Supreme Court Chief Justice John Roberts has temporarily placed on hold a judge's order that the Trump administration must bring him back to the United States. The decision on Monday came hours after the government attorneys asked the Supreme Court to block an earlier ruling that gave the administration until the end of the day, which is April 7th, to return Kelmar Abreu Garcia to the United States. Roberts' decision will give the courts more time to review the case. He ordered the lawyers in his case to respond by 5 p.m. on Tuesday, which will be today. Federal immigration agents arrested Abreu Garcia, who was 29 years old, on March 12th after pulling him over in an IKEA parking lot near his home in Beltsville, Maryland, about half an hour outside of Washington. Now, here are my thoughts about this. Number one, this is why people have a problem with MAGA. The ultra extreme MAGA on the left, who are anti-immigration and anti-immigrants. This man was mistakenly deported because the Trump administration, thought that he was a leader of the MS-13 gang, which he is not. That's a fact. So if you acknowledge your mistake, you bring that man back to the country. No ifs, ands, or buts. Period. Now, again, this guy who I trust, who I follow, by the name of Davari Darkins. I watch some of his videos on YouTube. Very, very well knowledgeable guy. He's more lean conservative. This is what he posted on behalf of White House Press Secretary Carolyn Levitt. Said that, well, this guy is still an illegal alien because he came into the country illegally. So let's listen to what she had to say.
I would like to point out that if you just saw the headline from the insane failing Atlantic magazine this morning, you would think this individual was Father of the Year, living in Maryland, living a peaceful life, when that couldn't be further from the truth. They didn't even mention in the title of that article, or even in the first paragraph, that this individual is an illegal criminal who broke our nation's immigration laws. He is a leader in the brutal MS-13 gang.
Now, Caroline, I'm going to have to stop you right there, because multiple outlets, even some that lean right, that lean conservatives, reported that this man was not a member of the MS-13 gang, reported that he was not a leader, had no association, no affiliation to the violent MS-13 gang. Now, if you want to say, he was an illegal alien who came to this country illegally, fine. But here's the thing. If they are here, they are working, they are contributing members of society, they're not out there committing any crimes whatsoever, you bring them back. You have them pay a hefty fine for crossing this country illegally, but your focus and the message that you bestowed onto the people that you're going to target illegal immigrants who are committing violent crimes like rape, murder, domestic abuse, violent abuse, all such things. This man has had no criminal record whatsoever. This man is a father of three. One of his children, I believe, is a special needs, is autistic, and you arrest this man in an IKEA parking lot with his children there, that's disgusting. That's inhumane. That's violent. Bring that man back. Have him pay a hefty fine for coming into this country illegally. But he's not out there committing crimes. He's not out there raping people. He's not out there committing murders. He's not out there, slashing people's tires or being violent. He's a contributing member in the United States. He's a taxpayer, and he has 3 children at home. His wife is a legal resident of the United States of America. Bring his ass back here immediately. You guys publicly came out and acknowledged that you in the wrong for wrongfully deporting that man. So you acknowledge your mistake, you fix your mistake, and you bring his ass back to the United States soil. Point blank, period. You came out with infactual information saying that he was a leader of the MS-13 gang, which he is not. He is not. This is why people on the left has a severe issue with people on the right, because MAGA, the extreme MAGA, comes across as anti-immigration, xenophobic, unfucking believable. This man, how can you mistakenly say that we made an error, that this man was not a member of the MS-13 gang, but Caroline Levitt came and said, no, he is. Somebody's lying to administration. Because they said that he isn't, but Caroline Levitt said he is. No, he's not. Multiple articles who even lean towards the right even said that this man was not a member, had no affiliation to the MS-13 gang. And look at this picture right here. Look, this is his son. Again, he has 3 kids. One of his kids is autistic. Don't know if it's a son or daughter. Don't have any picture, but this is the picture that they were able to find. How can you do something like this? It's inhumane. It's disgusting. He has no criminal record. He has no affiliation, no ties to a violent gang. You bring his ass back here. You have him pay a hefty fine for coming into this country illegally, but he's a contributing member, a working member of society. He pays taxes. He has a roof over his head, family to feed, kids to feed, a family to take care of, and that's what he's doing. And do you see the type of, treatment that they get when they go over to El Salvador? I believe this was posted by Brood America, which I believe the Trump administration, the White House administration, ended up reposting as well. Take a look at how they treat these criminals. Look right here. Now, again, who are criminals? They deserve this type of treatment. But imagine if you were that man and you mistakenly got deported in an egregious era by the Trump administration. This is what they did to you. Imagine what they did to this man. Let's play this video.
Trump administration admits it wrongly deported a Maryland dad to an El Salvador prison.
Look at this.
But they say, quote, there's nothing they can do to fix it. Here's what happened. The Justice Department acknowledged in court filings that Kilmer Armando Abrego Garcia, a Salvador protected from deportation, was mistakenly deported to El Salvador in March. Immigration officers had stopped him, claiming a change in his immigration status, and despite knowing his protection status, deported him due to an administrative error. Justice Department attorneys wrote in their Monday filing, quote, on March 15th, although ICE was aware of his protection from removal to El Salvador, Abrego Garcia was removed to El Salvador because of an administration error. This incident gained attention after Abrego Garcia was identified by his wife, a U.S. citizen, in a photo in a news article about the notorious Salvadorian prison. When the news about the deportation errors surfaced, Vice President J.D. Vance responded to John Favreau of Pod Save America, who had called Abrego Garcia, quote, an innocent father from Maryland. Vance criticized Favreau, claiming he hadn't read the court documents and wrongly stated that Abrego Garcia was a convicted gang member. However, the court documents do not confirm this. They only mention an unproven claim from a government informant that led to...
You hear that? You hear that? So you guys, MAGA, the extreme MAGA, are coming out with this false information, misinformation that he was convicted when he's not. You saw in that video that there was no confirmation in the official court filing. He had no ties, no affiliation to MS-13. His wife is a U.S. citizen. And you arrest that man in a fucking IKEA parking lot with his kids? Really? The message that you said to the American people that you are going to focus on the immigrants, yes, who came here legally in the last 4 years under Joe Biden, also the ones who have been committing violent crimes in the street. This man doesn't have a criminal record whatsoever. So you bring his ass back here. Bring him back here immediately. MAGA, I don't give a fuck if you guys don't like this video. If you guys dislike it, I don't give a shit. This is where you guys are wrong. Fuck you for deporting this man. Fuck you for deporting an innocent father of 3. You admitted you made a mistake. Fix your fucking mistake immediately. This is egregious. It's disgusting. It's deplorable. I cannot get down with this whatsoever. Let me know what you guys think about this in the video. Should the Trump administration bring back Kilmar Armando Abreu Garcia? And I think that they should also pay his family too for wrongfully deporting that man who should have never been in that Salvadorian state prison to begin with, man. He's been deported since March 12th. It's what, April 8th, April 9th? That's almost about to be a month. And he's in there with violent gang members, violent criminals, people who are about that life, people who have killed people in the past. He's sharing a cell with them. Oh, hell no. Trump, your administration, you guys fucked up. Y'all better fix this and fix this fast. And fuck the Supreme Court Justice Judge John Roberts for pushing back and delaying back the deadline. You guys are in the wrong for this. Can't get down with this whatsoever. Let me know what you guys think about this. Do you agree, disagree? Do you agree, disagree? Subscribe, like, and comment. Leave your comments, your thoughts down below. I will catch you guys later on the next time. Stay safe. Stay blessed. Peace.